So your child comes complaining to you one summer day asking, why should I study over summer break? And that's the moment as a parent it hits you. And that question could come from at any age, but particularly I've observed in many high schoolers, mostly 10th graders heading into 11th grade. And as parents, you've seen them grow up. They were once curious, bright eyed, but now frustrated and defiant. Of course, the puberty and the hormonal changes definitely has something to do with it. And they're more passionate about spending time with their friends over reading books focused on the studies. And they've already decided that summer is for fun, not learning. And that's when you, as a parent, realize you've lost your window. So if you are a parent who has a sophomore, junior students who are not so passionate about learning, maybe the window has passed, but this could be an excellent video for some parents who have much younger students and you want them to continue to be motivated in their academic studies. And most of that is decided by elementary school. And here's why. If you are new to American education system, in places like public high school, they have something called gifted and talented program. Matter of fact, I was in this program, and this program starts as early as 4th grade. Now, in some parts of the country, it may start even earlier. But this is essentially public schools' way of dividing students into ability-based classes. So, in my experience, there were 5 different classrooms or teachers teaching each class, and it would be 2 of them being gifted and talented, GT, and the other 3 being the regular classes. And this is when students begin to accelerate. Students move faster, diving deeper in each academic topics and subjects, and others stall, particularly those in the regular classes. So, and this separation is very, very prevalent and obvious in math. Because when I began my middle school in 7th grade, I was placed into Algebra 1. And kids who were in just regular track classes, I don't even know what math they were in. I think it was just named Math 7. And not until freshman year of high school would regular kids study Algebra 1. And for me, I studied Algebra 2. So you see, there's already 2 years of gap. In math skills. And this is crucial. I'm going to dive deeper in later videos, but what you take, the classes you take in 9th grade, pretty much decide your fate for college admissions. So the very first year of high school, the classes you take determine pretty much your ability to get into a top school. And I don't mean to be negative, but I'm saying this because starting ninth grade in high school, it's very difficult to skip a class. So let's say if you wanted to, let's say you're in Algebra 2 and you wanted to jump straight into calculus, without taking the pre-calc, it's very hard for the school to approve you of that. Even if you study this over the summer, unless the school is very flexible, it's not going to be easy for them to just jump straight into calculus in their 10th grade. Very hard. Unless you've got a perfect AP score in the calculus exam or something, or a very fiercely supportive school. I've really never seen any student jump from Algebra 2 to calculus in a single year. It rarely happens. That's why, as parents, you want to focus on letting your students study ahead early. You want them to get a head start in elementary and middle school years. If your student's trying to get ahead in high school, it's going to be very tough. It's way less flexible than trying to get ahead in their elementary and middle school years. Because think about it, if they're already ahead once high school starts, then they can essentially coast through all the advanced classes up until senior year. And they will be college ready even sooner than 12th grade. In this advanced track, there's no need for them to play catch up. They're just cruising through the curriculum, and it will just naturally get them ready for college. And there's another benefit of having your child start early in their academic path, in their academic curriculum acceleration. So the first part is it positions your child for a higher probability of getting into top schools, just because they're in the most advanced classes in their respective high schools. So positioning. Let me just change this to positioning. There we go. I can spell today. And then the second reason is your child is exposed to a culture of learning. You see, they're making friends and hanging around with friends who also value learning. They are playing at their friend's house where they see more books than video games. And slowly, without any lecturing from you, from the parent side, or any nagging, your child just starts to see studying as normal and expected. As a means of satisfying their curiosity. But what if that ecosystem never forms? Then the scenario that I presented to you at the beginning of the video, where in summertime, they should start getting ready for college, but the habit has never formed. The student has not been part of this learning culture. So you're swimming against the current. You're asking for their effort and they're asking you why. You know? Say, why? Let's say you're wearing glasses. Go study. You know, this is what happens. When this happens, the only way to keep peace in your household might be just let go. To watch and hope and wait. Or get them to a right mentor who can find their curiosities for life, help them cultivate passion, personality, and leadership. So they can live the rest of their life with a clear goal. They must discover their life goal, their life purpose for a fulfilling life. So with that, I'll end this video with this quote. It's not about pushing your child. It's about placing, positioning. Start early. I cannot stress this enough.